thinking about, let me go ahead and make some posts. That was on Blue Sky. I need to also go to Twitter. And then reopen Discord. Oh, why did Discord go blank? Discord's just a blank screen. It's weird because I'm getting the UI elements. No, or rather, I can interact with them, but I can't see anything. I'm gonna check and see, did I post that to the right place? I think I managed to navigate it literally blind. Oh, and I found a mystery dungeon board game or something we could try out. Okay, wow, I actually navigated that blind. I literally cannot see. I wish you guys could see my Discord right now, because I sure can't. I could interact with all the elements and everything. It's just blank. It's just not there. That's so weird. I was like, damn it, stop playing the stream back to me. I forgot to download, like, the playlist for music. We're just gonna be sitting in silence for this one, I guess. Alright. We're at the final gym. And I'm going to remember this time the stadium card. Sprout Tower. All damage done by colorless Pokemon's attacks is reduced by 30. Okay. Well. Remind me. I don't think we're starting. I don't think we have any colorless in here. I believe that's the case. Hey, Dark Golduck right out the gate. We love to see it. I will draw one more from here. Okay, Sneasel. Wait, hang on. Got. Oh, okay. Houndour could be fun in here because it evolves into Houndour, which is also Darkness type. But it needs. It's got Flamethrower as part of its energy. If an attack damages the defending Pokemon, it does 20 more. Interesting. So it's just straight up the defense drop for anything. That's interesting. If I could get another Darkness Energy, which I think I'm going to start making a thing for this gen, where if you add a Darkness or Metal type to your deck, they come with one copy of Darkness or Metal Energy, respectively. Because that's all they really tend to need on their attacks. That way you're just guaranteed to be able to use it. And then you get 3 energy of another color in your deck. Or maybe they don't even add other energies. Maybe they only add, like, 1 energy of their type. That could be interesting. Yeah, that could be fun. But you'd be required to have at least one Pokemon of one of the other types, so you can have proper basic energies. I think the starting party size for any route has to be at least 3. You can leave out room for other dudes if you want, but yeah. Well, we need to grab a Darkness Energy. Put this one back. And then that, and Houndour. No, wait, I don't need to copy that. I guess I could be using the spread function. Let's try that. Let's see how that works. Alright. It doesn't work very well. Not for our purposes. Also, wow, that's an arrangement. Don't know how it ended up that way. Well, it's going to be evolving right away. I don't think it can evolve on turn 1, so we reroll. Oh, alright. I get fire energy. I think right now, while it's still Houndour, unless it chooses evolve on a following turn, it just gains a fire energy. Maybe that's it. We need to figure out, like, a defined order for stuff like this to happen. So each Pokemon can have its encounter deck that it spawns in. That would be another thing with scripting. It's just like, you know, doing something like that. I need to have a larger table here where I can have bags. Alright, well, start of my turn. Place Sneasel to bench. We have 1 water energy. We need... Or we have 1 psychic energy, rather. We need a water energy. Stop. Okay, we can do water gun for 40. We have to worry about Smog giving us poison. But we can evolve to get rid of that, and we can potion to undo the 20 damage. We will go ahead and water gun for 40. Alright. It's going to gain a fire energy. It's going to attack with Smog for 10. Flip a coin. Heads. You saw that it was just kind of spinning a standard rotation there, right? It wasn't really... Right, that one felt like better. Still heads for the first one, either way. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the shuffle on the die. No, I think I was pressing E. I think that's part of why. Make sure I'm pressing R this time. That's heads. Okay, good. Well, not good for me. Pokemon checkup. Alright. We have our second Psychic Energy. So we can evolve into Dark Golduck. We can Super Psy, knock out. So we need to keep those 2. I don't think we're going to need our Recycle for quite a while. So this is... You can see how this starts to get pretty large. Having a 60 card... Well, 62 trainer cards. Then we got 42, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50 Pokemon and energy cards. So we've got what would ostensibly be a deck of 110. You can see why I split these two. It was kind of necessary to make the game functional. We're going to attach the Psychic Energy. We're going to evolve into Dark Golduck. I'm going to take it off of here so that it definitely stacked. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and potion now. Just to get another card used up. And we Super Psy. Which KOs. And we take a prize card for that. And yes, I know it's a very large number of prize cards. Don't worry, it's been meticulously designed. I'll have to compare the amount actually being used. I have like some math for how many prize packs are required for a run. And then with that, I kind of determined like 2/3 of them are from a predetermined pool, and then the other third are a selection of random things from a pool of like single packs and stuff to kind of add variety in there. That's what I need to be doing on future runs, because I did that one time and I think it worked pretty well. We take Super Scoop up here. That's for sure. Mr. Fuji would be nice, but I don't think we need another one. I think the Super Scoop Up is more useful. At least in most scenarios. Most scenarios. Cyndaquil. Really wants me to take fire. We're not going to be doing that, though. I don't even need to set up its deck. I'm going to be OHKOing it on turn 1. I'm just going to start drawing cards. Scizor, okay. Ampharos, Psyduck, Sneasel. Draw one more. Water Energy. Alright, draw a trainer card. Computer search. Hey, there we go. Alright. I think we go for getting Flaffy. Computer search. Sneasel and Psyduck. Okay, yeah, it's Ampharos who has, Attract Current. Yeah, we only need the 1 Lightning Energy, so we're good. So let's take the Flaffy. And we'll evolve into that. We will attach a Water Energy to Sneasel. So that he's that much closer to actually using Quick Attack. Also, my shoulder, collarbone area. I'm afraid I can't really mute my mic in time for cracks like that, because they just kind of happen randomly. Yesterday, I moved my left shoulder, and it made a very loud pop from where it had been so stiff. I hadn't really been moving my shoulders at all. We're going to just Super Psy to knock this out. I'm not trying to... Take out the Quilava and Typhlosion. Just for anyone who's curious what the Quilava and Typhlosion were, Quilava is the other one from Neo Genesis that has Fire Wind rather than the Char counters, because I didn't want to use the counters. Same reason why I didn't use, I think it's an Electabuzz that has Lightning Rod counters or something. And this Typhlosion gets Fire Recharge. Flip a coin and attach a Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your Fire Pokemon. It's a really good power. And then Flame Burst actually doesn't require you to discard any Fire Energy. If you flip heads, it does 20 more damage, so it's 80 to the target, but you also deal 20 recoil. Tails is just 60 damage to the target, and that's it. So it's pretty good. It's honestly not bad, but I don't have any fire types running in here. We're on the final route, so... This next encounter will be our last chance to add something to the team. I desperately need another pair of switches. I have been looking for that for the past, like, 6 routes. Well, at least the past, like, 3 or 4. Alright. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. This way, like, once the deck starts getting larger, you have a chance to draw the new stuff, but it won't be on your very next draw. you're guaranteed to draw something you already had in the deck. It lends a slight degree of consistency. It was going to be the top 5 cards of your deck, but, like, if you don't have that many left, how would you do it? Granted, if you're getting through your 3rd wild encounter, or your, like, trainer fight, and you are down to, like, 4 trainer cards in your deck, you're in a bad spot. Oh, sweet Jesus! Alright, well, that's fitting for Route 8. Also, its weakness is water. We can actually one-shot this. But do we take Ho-Oh? I actually need Charity here. And then we'll just add in, like, a psychic type energy. Actually, screw it. Since Ho-Oh doesn't evolve or anything, we'll put in one of each basic energy type. No. Here's what we'll do. We'll do 2 of each. So yeah, we'll definitely be needing to make custom encounter decks for the future. So and we're going to start it off with 2 energy, so that next turn it's not guaranteed to be able to attack, but move this over here, actually, so that we have a clearer divide on that stuff. Alright, well, that's not the greatest starting lineup. At least it's got a weakness to water. That's really weird seeing a colorless type card with a water type weakness. That's so bizarre to me. I cannot begin to describe how... Huh? What the heck? Also, I was going to have it be where Ho-Oh went with the 3 legendary beasts and Lugia with the 3 legendary birds. I still think that'll be more fitting for the combinations, but ultimately I want to have it where it'll be randomly between a Ho-Oh or a Lugia. Probably this Ho-Oh and like a Psychic Lugia. Or the colorless Lugia. And then randomly between like a pre-chosen Articuno or Suicune, a Zapdos or Raikou. And a Moltres or Entei. So it'll have, like, a fire, a lightning, a water, and a colorless. Just guaranteed. I also want to put in, like, Psychic-type Celebi and then put in Mewtwo in there. And have those be in the mix. And it'll just be 3 legendaries from, like, a pool of 5 decks. So I guess, like, I'd take 1 from each deck, shuffle those together into a stack of 5, and then deal out 3. Yeah, that works. Weirdly enough, my brain will remember this. I don't have to write it down. It'll take too long to write it anyway. But yeah, I think something like that could work. I have to go back through the legendary cards. I didn't really pay enough attention to the 3 legendary beast cards. Because I didn't want to fool with them right now. Oh boy. Yeah, it's going to be able to one-shot once it can attack. It'll be able to one-shot Golduck. Alright, no, I wasn't needing to add more energies. What was it I was needing? Right, Charity. We also play Ampharos. I would play Ampharos to bench. Pokedex here. Just another Pokedex. A heal powder. A goop gas attack. Another switch. Bill. I'm not gonna lie, if it weren't for... Well, I can play Charity on the next turn, but then it's going to be ready to attack. I need an energy removal as well at that point. We play Defend... No, it can't attack this turn. We don't need to play Defender. Damn, this is bad. Well, the most useless here is Goop Gas attack. Pokedex. 4. And Bill. I'm wishing now I still had computer search. Well, it didn't even matter in the end. Because, well, I guess it lets me know I don't need to use Blaine's Gamble. But Professor Elm, I will have me shuffling my hand back into my decks. I think that might be worthwhile. For these, I need to remember you draw 3 and 3. And then you... Love God. Let me move the cards, God damn it. Can't play additional trainer cards this turn, but we're gonna draw one more from there. No Charity. Okay, we can at least attach another Lightning Energy to Ampharos. This is my last chance to actually add something. And we've got enough like type variety and energy that we could really make good use of Ho-Oh. I think we have to pass... Well, no, wait, hang on. Dizziness. Forgot I could do this. So we use Dizziness, or we use Third Eye, rather, to discard an energy card from Golduck to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, energy removals, one of the ones we needed. 3. No Charity Arc, really? I was gonna say Charity Arc. That's our attack for the turn. Alright. 1, it gains water energy. Shit. Okay. Can't attack this turn. I think we get rid of one of the fire energies, because then it's a chance there's a dupe fighting and a dupe of the grass that's already attached. But this turn, we are going to reconcile Heal Powder. We don't need both energy arcs. We'll take one of them, though. We don't need Experience All. Arguably Energy Arc before Experience All. Heal Powder before that. We hang on to the Gust of Wind for a sec. And we reconcile the Potion Energy. Yeah. We don't need the other energy arc this turn either. Put that one on bottom. Well, we'll start by using Pokedex, and we hope we can get a Charity at the top. We do not. Blaine's Gamble won't help us. Energy Flow definitely doesn't help us anytime soon. Super Scoop Up could help us a lot in a bit. Right. We energy removal on the... I guess lightning or water, it doesn't really matter. We need to put an energy onto the Dark Golduck for when we attack, but right now, mostly just be for Third Eye. Do I bother playing Bill? I don't know. How much energy do you have? 3. You're the only one who can survive its attack. Okay. We discard 2 to retreat out to Ampharos. Well, energy retrieval, a goop gas attack to take back those 2 psychic energies. We've already attached an energy from our hand to Ampharos. We're going to attract current for 20. Flip 3 coins. Tails. Heads. That's all we needed. Second heads. It has to be 2 a lightning type Pokemon. We're just going to search for 1 lightning energy. There's the Execute. Scyther. Right, we took Magnemite out of the deck. So, I'd much prefer we have been able to keep lightning in here, but I think we needed to have Scizor, if we're being honest. Because he's going to resist half of Giovanni's team. He's going to resist both of the Nidos. Maybe I should have taken out Sneasel. Oh well. Okay. I discarded the Goop Gas attack before energy retrieval be played. We have 4 energy. I'm just gonna attack with Giga Shock, or Gigavolt rather. Yeah, I'm pressing R. Okay. Tails. Okay, so that means it's 40 damage and it's paralyzed. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. I already did the coin flip thing. That was the 4th energy from Attract Current. God, I'm dumb. Okay, so its turn. It's still at 20 damage. It will take a fire energy. No, wait, it takes the mystery card. Water energy, which I just removed. Bibs. So right now, it's pretty much guaranteed, just about, to be doing 70 damage. Oh god, we're gonna need a scope up real bad. I forget if I shuffled. Hey, Super Scoop Up's gonna be really handy if we have to take that damage. If we do Gigavolt, and it does 60, it still survives with 10 HP. We just need to Gigavolt and hope that it's Tails. Use Psychic Energy from hand to Dark Golduck, because we need to be setting him back up. And we're going to Gigavolt for how much? Tails! Excellent! That's what we needed, baby. Alright, its turn. It's still getting energy. Fighting energy. Crap. Alright. Well. At the start of my turn, go ahead and... We hang on to Scizor, actually. We reconcile Blaine's Gamble. Gaines Blamble. Super Potion. Energy. I'm so glad we didn't have to take that attack. My god. Goes back to normal. We take the Ho-Oh. We're catching that. Now, here's the thing with the legendaries. They come with one copy of themselves. That's all you're shuffling in. As far as how many energy or what types I'm going with, it has to be ones running in the deck. I'm not running fire or fighting, unfortunately. I think we just take one each of water, lightning, grass, and psychic. At those. We're taking Ho-Oh. We're catching that. Also, it means we're going into the trainer fight with 3 Pokemon on the board. They're mostly set up. But this is going to be tricky. I'm glad we're at least getting to finally see some Johto card representation, though. Especially in having Schmoopin. Oh, wait. Okay, they have Mankey and they have Porygon. So it's Dark Primeape, Porygon 2. So the trio did not get used. I don't think it did. I don't remember any of these guys showing up. Alright, Porygon to bench. And we're just going to give them 8 fighting energies. Actually, we will give them 6, so that they are not so flooded. For God's sake. No, we'll give them 8, because, we have to start off each of them with an energy. Mankey's peak Pokemon power is actually really useful in this game. You can look at the top of either player's deck, a random card from your opponent's hand, or either player's prizes. So if the opponent has one of their cards for an action face down, you get to look at it. If there's more than one, then you only get to look at one, and it's selected randomly between them. You'll just roll a die. Hello, Anna. And then it also lets you just look at the top card of either of your decks or either of these decks. Which is really handy. Well, actually, no. I need to be shuffling these. I didn't glance at that one hard enough. I did see the Mystery Dungeon one. I'm curious, did the Sinnoh board game say anything like Master Trainer? Because I do have the Kanto Master Trainer game, and that's the good one. But, Master Trainer is really fun. Alright, well, it's a good thing they can't evolve on turn 1, but also, eep. Oh, it's based around Legends Arceus. Okay. That's really cool. I like that idea. I'm glad that I got Ho-Oh before we go to the gym. Granted, I think maybe these stadium cards should stay in play and still only affect the player. That does mean the Ho-Oh's Rainbow Wing or whatever is going to do a lot less damage. But at least it will do damage. Oh god, right. The Mankey is a fighting type as well, isn't it? There. That's what fixes that, apparently. Good. But yeah, we have fighting type weakness. This is supposed to be multiplayer. I know 2-player experience. Yeah. I'd imagine it is. Most board games don't come with a solitaire mode, which is why I appreciate it when they do. Because it's a good way to just learn the game, is to play it by yourself first, and then you can more easily explain the gameplay loop to people. Instead of both of you trying to understand the rules from the book. So we're not going to really get rid of anything here. Not going to reconcile or anything. So we're just going to attach a psychic energy to Dark Golduck. It's energy for the turn. Yeah, I've seen there's some like good, I think some scripted Master Trainers. Master Trainer is best when it has the most players possible, because that's where it's the most chaotic and there's the most backstabbing. My old D&D group that I ran a campaign for, we had a break, or rather at the end of our session for the day, we played Master Trainer, and I think it was 5 of us. Yeah, we had a really fun time with that. I was so close to victory, and then it was stolen from me. I was this close. These close. There's no space between me fingies. I was so close. I don't want to give the Mankey a chance to do any damage. The fact that I have Gigavolt set up is very good. I'm going to play Bill to draw 2 from my Pokemon deck. We did not get Scyther. Damn it. We got, like, nothing that we needed just then. We'll have to reconcile those next turn. Alright, we're just going to Gigavolt and KO it. On their turn, they switch into here. We're going to allow them to evolve this turn, just because. Actually, no, that doesn't do any good for them, actually. Oh, that Porygon 2 is pretty good. You notice I keep saying, like, oh, this card's really good for the stuff that I chose to put in here. They don't play a trainer card. But, like, they do get their energy for the turn. Next turn they will be playing Speech, which they can't do. They're going to Sharpen for 20. They do not get the... They don't suffer this from Sprout Tower. That's meant to be there to give the player a challenge on each route, which I forgot to do on, like, 2 routes, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I have that one saved. Having the additional generations of Pokemon is also a really nice touch. Because it's really the kind of thing you could just homebrew and make a bunch of Pogs. It wouldn't be that hard. Especially if you had, like, a Cricket or something. You'd be able to do that pretty easily. It's gonna sharpen, my turn. I summon Blue Eyes White Dragon! No. So, I summon Go Golem in attack mode. God. He really doesn't want to summon it in defense mode. He's hell-bent on the idea. Oh, for God's sake. Well, I'll take the Darkness Energy. Actually, we'll save that. To figure out... No, we're gonna be needing to get rid of, like, Pokemon tools and shit here in just a minute. We're putting that on Sneasel. Don't test you. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. God. I kind of want to buy a turn. I kind of want to just give them a turn. I think I'm going to... We'll attract current for 20. We'll at least do that. And I don't need to search my deck for anything. So we're not going to do the coin flip. Although it's still, but I do have to flip the coins. Okay, we got at least one heads, so we're gonna fail the search, and we have to shuffle it. That is technically required of that, because it says flip 3 coins for each heads. I guess it says you may search. Okay, that's before I flip the heads. Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna track current. And their turn. Yeah, third fighting energy. They're going to evolve to Porygon 2. They don't do anything with switch. 5's revolt. Well, they used switch. And it failed. Gust of wind. Okay, that could suck. Crap. Okay. What do they choose? 1 and 2 is asleep. 3 and 4 is confused. 5, 6 is paralyzed. God damn it. Well, that's not great. Also, we take 20 from that. We may be using Super Scoop Up after all. Who knows? No, we'll make use of the Super Potion, I think. I really don't want to reconcile any of these. Oh! Hey, here we go. So we'll Super Potion one of the 4 lightning energies, because Gigavolt only needs 3 lightning and something else in order to work. We heal for 4 with Super Potion. Now we attach from hand a full heal energy, which recovers our status. Well, that was kind of heart of the cards right there. That's actually amazing for us. Now we just do Gigavolt, and either way, we'll win. Okay, you saw how I was just kind of twirling there, right? It was doing it again. Right there, you could see the 6 was up. Okay, that was a proper roll. But yeah, you can see how, like, it'll keep spinning this way sometimes, instead of, like, over under it all. And it's really annoying. Oh. Jeez, my shoulder. We got heads, though, which is... Alright, what did we get first? I don't remember. Alright, we get tails. It's paralyzed. Oh, no, that's the 1 key, not the Q key. There. Yes, that's paralyzed. Alright, good. Jesus. And they take 40. Their turn happens. They play Gust of Wind. Who are they choosing? 1 through 3 is Dark Golduck. Come on, spin. There. Alright, Dark Golduck gets swapped in. That's fine. We got 1 more energy for him. Oh yeah. I have to reveal the 2 cards, but it doesn't really matter. Gust of Wind has been played. And now my turn. Come on. Give me a basic Pokemon I need to put down. That's not a basic Pokemon, that's a basic energy game. And just search the energies and drop it in through that. It's a bit faster and cleaner. And we're just gonna... Yeah, we'll Super Psy here. We'll go for the KO. Alright. We're not taking the Mankey. nor are we taking the Porygon. We could take the Mankey to try and get more type diversity, but ultimately we would just be removing like Dark Exeggutor there. Well, I mean, it's a Dark Primeape. That'd give us fighting energy access to the deck. And because we already get psychic energy from Dark Golduck. The problem is we need a psychic type to help us deal with the Nidoking and Nidoqueen. And the Machamp. So, I think we hang on to our team. I don't think we trade anyone out. I'm half tempted to trade out Scizor, but I also want to have that resistance for his Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Because I remember the Nidoking hits really freaking hard. I remember that much about it. Now they're getting... Nope. 4 more cards added to the deck one last time. Oh, that's some bad ones. Especially that Revive. I don't like that Revive. That Revive's not okay. We don't like that. If they get the basic Pokemon back, they get the evolutions back too. I have to stress that. Now this one, we're going to... try and emphasize... or we're going to try and do like 3 energies per Pokemon instead of 4. I think that's going to work a little bit better. I think we ultimately need to do a custom amount of energies. But we're going to take out 1 for you. That's for Nidoran. No, we need to keep the fighting energies at 4. No, we don't, because our Persian's adding in 1. So that puts it at 5 and 5. Thanks to the Persian. And take out grass from the Pinsir. Oh. We'll say that the Persian still adds 2 energy. Just we're getting an even amount there. But we'll try that. We'll see if that's a little bit better. You're going to get grass energy. Yeah, and then grass and grass. So, here's the funny thing about this. There is something of his. I think it's... Yeah, if one of his Pokemon before all this stuff... yeah, overhead toss. If you have any bench Pokemon, flip a coin. If Tails, choose one of your bench Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage to that Pokemon. That is necessary for setting up Giovanni's Machop and Nidoran Male. Retaliation and Fury Punch. And it continues in, I believe, yeah, it's just for the Machop in terms of its line. And then if the defending Pokemon has any damage counters on. So yeah, it's basically just necessary for setting up those 2 as basics. But it is an interesting thing about his team's weird form of synergy. So, Giovanni's team is designed deliberately in terms of how I've done it. Well, they all are, but his is especially deliberate. I still gotta go back to the drawing board on Blaine. Alright, well, he'll roll to see which of those energies he attaches. I guess, actually, he would attach to the Magikarp first, because it's... Well, no, he's gonna focus on his active Pokemon. He's got, like, none of these energies. I'm gonna do a reshuffle just to give him a chance to have at least one grass energy there. That's his Nidoking. He technically can't play that on the turn. So that's primed. Okay, well, I guess he's going to go straight into... For God's sake. I'm trying to set this up where he has a decent, like, opening hand, and I'm not just getting handed this for free. How is it so... Okay, thank you. Finally got a grass energy. Whatever else is there... Okay. Because, yeah, we want to be putting the grass energies onto the Meowth, because that's what there's the most of. That's when... Oh, this is a rough opening for the trainer cards. The potion's not too bad, but the other stuff could be. Alright, well, we know he's going to basically... He will attach the grass energy to his Meowth. My turn first. I don't need the grass energy. You have 3 energy. Everyone's set up. I'm honestly, for the sake of just trying to get the Pokemon on the board, we're just gonna... Okay, well, I was like, it'd be nice if I got Ho-Oh to start setting up, and lo and behold, I literally drew into it. There was just something in my brain that was going, Ho-Oh. I'm like, yeah. Well, we'll place him to the bench. We'll give him a Psychic Energy. He's gonna have that fighting type resistance. We just don't want him going against the Magikarp / Gyarados. Speaking of, I can superside the Meowth. Is there anything I'd rather OHKO immediately? Getting the Meowth before it's set up would be good. The Ancestral Memory is rough. I think we swap in the Magikarp to get rid of it. I think that's a smart play. So we'll play Gust of Wind. I'll move my Pokemon deck over here. Play Gust of Wind. I didn't take a trainer card prize from the trainer battle. I just beat his ass and moved on. Just realized that. Honestly, I'll take the Pokemon Breeder Fields. Because I think that works better for this deck, ultimately. Alright. I'm glad I remembered that part. Yeah, we put down Ho-Oh, Psychic Energy. And then, I guess that'll mean we can reconcile the Scizor and Dark Executor. Well, no, that's assuming I get Pokemon Breeder Fields. I'm being very optimistic about that. I never got an item finder. I think I had an opportunity maybe once. Yeah, we Gust of Wind to switch out the Magikarp. And we Superside to KO that right away. So that way we don't have to worry about it. Now, in his turn, he's going to attach Grass Energy to Meowth. That's right. And see, like, there, it was just spinning on the 1. Guess he'll be doing Imposter Oak next turn either way. He's going to do Cat Fleas because he doesn't have sufficient energy for Cat Kick. Heads. I'm not confused. Piss. Oh, we have a full heal energy, actually. So 6. Come on, damn it. That is not... Oh my god. Stop it with this shit. Alright, well, we attach a full heal energy to Dark Golduck. That fix him confuse. Alright. Why I've got to rotate like this. Doesn't actually help in the current situation. An energy from hand. We've got grass energy to set up on Ho-Oh. It's too bad that our track current requires it to be a lightning type. We need to get a lightning and a water onto him. Psychic, right? Yeah. We're just gonna Super Saiyan and knock out the Meowth before it can get set up with its attacking move. And now he's going to set up an energy, more than likely. His Magikarp's gone, so he doesn't really care about the water energy. You always have to hold it like half a second longer than you feel like. Now he's going to play Imposter Oak, which I just realized. Oh well. Well, I was going to reconcile a lot of this. Okay. For the love of God. No, I'm giving myself a mulligan there. I'm giving myself one retry on that. If this is worse, I'm going to scream. Okay, see? Where was that? Like, 20 minutes ago. Like, 30 turns ago. Where was that? Force myself to take a train card here. Just as a way to offset that. I was not taking that again. I'm sorry, but I was not. I was not dealing with that. That was bullshit, what was happening right before that. I'm just like, here's Mareep and Flaffy and Sneasel. Yeah? Yeah, what about him? You know, he's got 2 energy, snapping pincers, 10, flip coin. Yeah, next turn, action will be potion. Tails, so it just does 10 damage. Okay. We don't need the second Scyther, so we can reconcile that. I'm thinking I'm going to hang on to the Professor Oak. But we don't want to waste the Moo Moo Milk here. We do have 2 basic energies in our discard pile. We want to try and grab those. We're going to hang on to the Professor Oak for like a turn. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, well, we're going to start by playing our Execute onto the bench and our Scyther. We will attach a water energy to Ho-Oh. Now it's not as useful to use energy retrieval here. So I think we go ahead and we attach Berry to Dark Golduck. And then we Professor Oak here. One of the rare times we're actually doing that. Now I have to take 3 and 3. Not terribly useful. Actually, that's incredibly useful with Pokemon Breeder Fields. And the Pokeball there, for good measure. We're going to draw a trainer card and make up for the fact we're about to use 1 or 2. Pokemon Breeder Fields. Alright. First, we put it into your hand. Right. Good. If it was Evolve It, then I couldn't play it this turn. Scyther. Tails. Execute. Okay, I'm giving myself a reroll on both of them. But whatever we get, we get. Okay, Scyther. I'm just trying to be able to get through this. Okay, Scyther, it worked. Execute, it did not. That I'm just getting such absolute horse crap RNG that I am actually feeling inclined to let myself do just a little bit of the cheat of the re-rolling of dice, because that's not okay. Trying to clean my glasses off. Here. Right, Pokeball. I saw it spinning on that too. I saw it spinning on that 6 though. Oh my god, spin! Okay, there. That we're taking. Sure. Alright, we already played an energy onto Ho-Oh. I think we want to Gust of Wind in another Pokemon, because he's going to use a potion next turn. And I don't want the Pinsir to be able to set up the Machop or the Nidoran. I mean, he's still going to be able to set one of them up, but I can't KO it this turn. It does a lot of damage, too. But it's not enough to KO. Yeah, we Gust of Wind here. No. No. We attack it this turn so we can guarantee the knockout on the following. We have to do that. So we're going to go for 50. That's just what we're going to have to do here. I'm going to have to trust myself on this. And assume that I'm right. On his turn, again, he doesn't care about water, and this only requires 1 grass energy. I said there. He's going to potion, down to 30. I did not want to attach the die to as well. That's a reroll. Gust of Wind. Alright. He has an objectively stronger attack, so he's going to use Overhead Toss. It's going to hit me for 40. Tails. Crap, that's what we didn't want. I need to roll to see which of the 3 Pokemon he goes for. Well, that's actually very fortunate, because that means it's chosen the Nidoran female. It's the only one he didn't want to do it on. But the AI is not, like, that smart. I have to determine how smart the NPC is allowed to be, and there needs to be elements of it where it's like, no, this is just random. Or this is, they're just following a simple thing of, however much damage. Or however much whatever. Yeah, they did that. Alright, in between turns, berry procs, heal. Psychic is the other one, right? Yeah. We need a psychic, we need a grass. Actually, we need the grass with a hoe. We're just gonna hang on to these. Plains Gamble. Potion energy. That could honestly be very helpful. We're going to put grass energy onto Ho-Oh. Evolve into Scizor. And we don't have to worry about like getting Golduck out of there because they're going to Gust of Wind before they attack. We're going to Super Psy, KO Pinsir. That brings in his Machop. Thank God, I was so worried that was going to be his Machoke. Alright. He is going to Gust of Wind, my Golduck out. 6 is reroll. I was so worried it was going to be Execute. Thank God his Machop does not have damage counters on it. But we've got to be super careful here now. He can still chop us for 10. Actually, no, wait. He gets an energy this turn, doesn't he? Shit. Well, Fury Punch is 0 damage right now. Why am I rolling a die? I'm thinking of for determining his next action, but I gotta roll this one. Give me a Playing Focus Band. Oh, that's really bad. Okay. I think I see the angle here. Draw one. I was hoping for a Dark Executor, but oh well. I don't think there's anything here. So I'm gonna be right back. I have to use the bathroom real quick. Okay, I'm back. So let's see. We've got hand for turn. Nightly Garbage Run doesn't help us at the moment, unfortunately. That's another potential angle here. I am cold. Okay, Mushi's on the Snuggie. Mushi's on the blanket with sleeves. I was like, I'm gonna go grab that if she's not on it. I saw her little head peer out over the edge of the chair. or over the arm of the chair. Saw her little eyes glowing in the dark. Oh, hello. I'm just gonna grab my hoodie. So I'm seeing another angle here. We could go for Psyshock for one. We could give the energy, retreat out. We could KO with Dark Golduck. But I think what we do here, actually, is we retreat out to Ho-Oh. Because we're one energy away from being set up right. We need a lightning energy, which unfortunately we cannot do with Attract Current. But I think we get Ho-Oh in there. And we don't use the switch because we don't want to burn the switch when we have plenty of Pokemon with high energy costs, or retreat costs, especially Ampharos. I still think the way they determine retreat costs in the Pokemon TCG is kind of dumb, because it's kind of just based on, is the Pokemon fast? Not whether or not the Pokemon is better balanced by having a higher or lower retreat cost. They do sometimes have the same Pokemon with different retreat costs and like adjust it based on that. But a lot of the time it is just like, oh yeah, Ponyta and Rapidash. So that should just have like low and free retreat costs. Rattata and then Raticate, weirdly enough, go from free to 1 energy. Sneasel here. He's just got a free retreat cost. Why not? I could discard Flaffy and Nightly Garbage Run. I guess we do that before we do the switch, just in case we find something better as an option. So we discard Nightly Garbage Run, discard Flaffy. We get to flip a coin. If it's heads, we draw 4. Shit. Alright. So yeah. Psychic Energy to execute, discard, retreat. And then, that was already our energy for the turn anyway. So end of turn. They got 2 energy on Machop. Oh god, they've got double colorless out as well. They're putting the focus band on Machop now. And then because Machop has all of its energy set up, they want to put energy onto Nidoran female. And that focus band is really dangerous with this Machop. It's so bad. That can get so terrible so fast. If the Pokemon would be knocked out by an opponent's attack specifically, flip a coin. If heads, it's not KO'd, and its remaining HP becomes 10, then discard the focus band. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty rough. Because that Fury Punch is just flip a coin, and if its heads, deal 20 damage for each damage counter on Machop. It can deal 80 damage, and a Focus Band makes it very, 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 very likely it will stay there. You could just Focus Band into the 80 damage, or Focus Band into, granted, you have to succeed 2 coin flips. You have to succeed on the coin flip for Focus Band and the one for Fury Punch. But there's also the chance that like you just go down to 10 HP normally. You Fury Punch, succeed on that. Next thing that tries to attack you fails, Focus Band procs, and you get to do another Fury Punch and get a second KO. In that scenario, we do kind of lose the game. So I would like to remove this Machop from existence in one fell swoop. We're kind of keeping Ho-Oh out here as a buffer, and we're going to send in the Dark Golduck with Switch in order to just superside the dang thing. And we can manual retreat out with that to whatever we have ready. But he's going to chop because he has no damage counters or anything for that, and that's going to be 0 damage. Now, I have to be very thoughtful about what I draw here. Grass energy. I need a lightning. Preferably. Okay, there's a lightning. We're gonna take a card for trainers. Energy arc. I wish I'd drawn that first. Trainer. Boss's way. I was like, take it. You're gonna get a Pokeball or something. Boss's way lets us search for an evolution card with Dark in its name. Dark Executor was right there. God damn it. Alright, now you have HP. Thank Christ. Unfortunately, we don't do 70 damage. We'll do 40. Which is really, really bad. Which is why we need to switch to Dark Golduck. That Giovanni's Nidoran will double edge. And it will KO Dark Golduck. So in the interest of attempting to not lose a ticket, we're going to wait a turn. Just one turn. And then we'll attach the potion energy to Dark Golduck. He'll be able to discard the potion and full heal energies for his retreat. And that's going to just help us out a lot. We're going to wait on playing Energy Arc. But right now, we're just going to... Actually, we will do something here. We're going to Gust of Wind. Machop still stays, like, in that spot. Bring out Nidoran. Because we have 4 different energy types. It's 30 minus 30 from that. So plus 10 for each energy type is 40. And we're going to just Rainbow Burn and KO the Nidoran. Since back in the Machop. That's how I'm doing this now, is like, we won't futz with the order. Because otherwise, Gust of Wind becomes way too strong in messing with their order of operations. They'll just be like, alright, back to what I was doing. Same with if they play Switch on a turn where they're out of their order of operations, then they'll be like, okay, well, I want to go back to what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't roll for this, did I? Oh, well, that means they wouldn't have done anything anyway. Next turn will be that. Okay, the Persian is discarded. Okay. I'll attach a Grass Energy to Nidoran then. In an attempt to set it up. Okay, I know what we do next. They're going to attack and do nothing. My turn. Don't need any cards on the Pokemon deck, really. 2 heal powders is pretty nice. Mary is okay. So, we play Switch here. We swap out to Sneasel. Our energy for this turn is going to be the potion energy to Dark Golduck. Which will heal him for 20. We're going to hang on to Mary for a moment. We're going to attack with Swipe. Oh, that's right. It's a flip a coin effect. Oh. Okay, you are... Should you just... Stop phasing through the table, damn it. Oh, it's not phasing through the table. It's that I'm seeing it, just its shadow, because it's getting rendered too high in the air. Alright, there's the coin flip. Heads, we discard the focus band. Right, they had the energy. And that's our attack with Swipe. Now, their turn. Okay, the Gyarados gets discarded. The Nidorino, thankfully, gets discarded. They're really all set up. They're just gonna kind of be burning energies at this point. They're set up there. I guess they'll attach the double colorless to Nidoran female. I guess they would have attached the grass energy last turn to Machop. Since both Pokemon were fine. Okay. Let's reroll. Also, we flip over this to reveal it. No action. Okay. He chops this turn for 10. Ow. Oh, no. Okay. My turn. I'm gonna Energy Arc. That's tails, and then we get one more flip. Heads. Okay. Get one energy card. That's all we really need to grab. Just need to give Dark Executor energy to attack with. And that's going to be our play, is Max Burst. That's going to let us just steamroll. We're going to keep Sneasel in the active spot for now, because this isn't a threat yet. And we don't know what they'll be potentially attaching next turn. So we're just going to pass on our attack. Oh, he's got his Machamp primed. I'm going to say he discards the water energy at this point. Into that. For another option. Nope. Okay. I think this means he's ultimately going to keep going until he has the Machoke. Which is now a threat. Okay, hopefully he flips Tails on Risky Attack. If he does, we're fine. Heal Powder, he revealed that for this turn. Okay. That's what I'll be doing next turn as a Super Potion. Assuming that he survives his own attack. This is about to get bad. If it does Risky Attack and it succeeds, at least we send an Executor next. And he's going to be doing a whole hell of a lot of damage. But it's going to... I think here it's going to actually choose randomly because of the recoil being able... and the ability for it to fail. So 1 through 3 is Risky Tackle. Okay, it's going for Risky Attack. Flip the coin. Heads or tails? Do you live? Tails! Attack does nothing, does 100 damage to itself. Let's freaking go. Alright, my turn. I don't even really need anything. We just need a second energy onto Dark Executor. We retreat for free, because of energy cost. Max Burst is 20 damage times the number of... well, it's flip a coin equal to the number of energy cards attached. Damn. So it's only going to be 3 coins. But we just need 2 heads. Tails. Okay, fuck you, game. I'm taking one mulligan and flip. Come on. This is bullshit. No, we're not taking 3 tails on this. Alright. Coin number 1. Coin number 2. Coin number 3. Okay, we get 1 heads. I'll accept that. You saw that, right? 8 out of 9 flips just now were tails. That's really stupid. I was not gonna accept that. It's going to have a random choice as well. First, it's going to evolve into Needle Queen. Yeah. It's going to discard a card, energy card, in order to Super Potion. And it gets an energy card for the turn. Which means it only has 1 grass energy, actually. Well, that means we've got a turn. Well, it's my turn. I'm going to just draw an energy, or energy or Pokemon rather. Coin flips. We just need 2 heads. That's 1 heads. 2 heads. It's KO'd. That's 80 damage. Can we get to 3? No. That's exactly enough. That's Nidoqueen KO'd. I know I had to do some shenanigans near the end, but like, I just wanted to be able to get through it, you know? I wanted that to be able to get finished. But that does finish that run with beating him out. So, I'm going to have to revise some things, like what they do with multiple energy types in their decks, because we saw that near the end. We need to figure out just a couple of things here and there. I'm going to have to start doing it where each Pokemon has a custom energy pack that it comes with, except for colorless. And that's just going to follow the rule of, like, here's 4 basic energies, or, like, a number of basic energies based on the stage that it is. I'll say that Stage 1 Pokemon add 3 energies, because those ones tend to be the weakest, and then basics and Stage 2s add 4 energies. Yeah. There's some stuff I'm going to have to revise. I'll come back to this at another time when I have gone through and made some revisions to the board. I'm going to try and find more Pokemon that I could put in here. There's plenty of, like, alternate, like, iterations of the same species that I could put in. I want to change it so there's more Stage 2 lines that are dark or light. Because right now, there's the one light line for fighting. The only one is Light Machamp and Light Machoke. And that kind of works against having the other Stage 2s not be dark or light. I think it'll ultimately need to be just a pool that everything's randomly selected from. So there, you may have a very dark Pokemon heavy campaign or a very light heavy campaign. Dark and metal energies will need to be taken out of the prize pool and just be a thing that comes with darkness or metal type Pokemon as like part of their energy pack, or as just the energy pack. That could be it. I guess for the basics, and then for the Stage 1s, the Houndour and the Scizor, they'll come with other energies because their Stage 1 or their basic forms have an energy, like they have their own typing. Yeah, that could work. I want to put in like the metal type magnemite. I want there to be more instances of darkness and metal types. I think part of it is I'm gonna have to just accept that the game is very heavy on certain types, and I will have to just accept that and not be able to have this kind of balance. It'll just be a thing of pretty much every viable line will go in, and we'll just try and like we'll keep it the best that we can. I also need to implement the evolutions and the fossil Pokemon. So I think my next challenge is going to be taking just all of the card packs I've got set up, and we're going to have to start setting up individual ones. I'll have to see about saving each of them as an object. Unfortunately, Tabletop Simulator's save object system is currently really, really bad. Let me show you something. Say I want to save this object. Choose a directory. I can't scroll down the list. And I can't, like, go through and choose from folders. So if you have too many folders, oh well, screw you. You're not allowed to. And you can also see that, I mean, for one, this part is annoying. Because look, you see how delete is the last thing there. But if I move over here, well, there's a title for name and description for an item, for an object. That element can get covered up depending on where you actually have the item when you right click. If I do it down here, like that's the best it'll do. It's really annoying when trying to label these. I want to put in at least the card names so that deck search will work. Being able to put in the errata or the errata text on each card's description would be very helpful for players. Just a lot of things like that. But like when I do the save object, comparatively to that, this does not move around. Well, okay, it can, but look at how much that actually helps. I still can't scroll. I could do this. I could kind of get most of the stuff, but that's really stupid. I have to even do that much, and even then, yeah, see, there's still stuff below that. So if I want to have stuff like, if I want to have it categorized and easy to find in my saved objects, you just can't navigate very well. Also, let's say that I go through here and I were to like literally just rename a thing. I can't rename from here. That's right. That's another stupid thing. You just can't rename from here. You have to save it as a new object. But let's say I create a new folder in here. Oh, hey, let's send you back to the top of your file directory. That's really stupid. If I want to move it, hey, guess what? Same problem. If you try and move it like this, no. Nope. Not allowed. No. No, heck you. You're not allowed. So yeah, it's really frustrating. I really don't like it. I really want Tabletop Sim to fix it. I made a post on their threads, and much like everyone else's, it's just kind of being ignored on their forum. So that's... I have not seen a single one of those posts, because they made a community post saying, hey, for feedback and stuff, go to our forums. And they're just kind of ignoring people there. I've seen multiple other posts that have come up before and after mine, and they're all just at the one upvote with nothing. There's no comments, there's no additional upvotes or anything. They're just kind of leaving the forum a ghost town, which is really dumb. And I'm calling them out on that. You guys need to fix your friggin' game. You've had this for how long? There are things that you need to start working on revising. And the least you could do is at least acknowledge people saying there are problems here and like go and make some kind of at least like brief formal response of like, okay, we've taken note of that. We will let you know when we've got something for it, or we will make an announcement when we have something for that. Even just that much makes it at least feel like you care. But just leaving it all unread and everything makes it just kind of feel like you're telling us, yeah, sure, go ahead and submit a complaint. You ever gonna open the complaint box? Nah. It feels more like being at a workplace and trying to get anything fixed there. You know, believe me, I'm done with that. I've long been done with that kind of environment. So because of things like that, it's kind of hard for me to even do this kind of stuff. I can go into the file directory manually and move things, except they don't show up in the saved objects like fields here. I tried moving things, and they just kind of weren't appearing. They just weren't really. So, I don't know. I'll come back when I've got some other stuff figured out. I also want to implement baby Pokemon, but we'll have to see. They'll help out at least a little bit with fire, lightning, and psychic. It'll help a little bit. It won't help much, but it'll help some. I'll come back to this once I've revised a handful of things. I'll probably be playing this mostly offline for the future. Once I've revised some more things and I've got the encounters a bit better set up, I'm going to start doing more open play testing. And I'm going to try and make this a mod, because I believe there is... No, not that. Not yet. Workshop upload. Yeah. I can upload this to the workshop as a thing. So I can also update the workshop version from here. And that's essentially what I'm going to do once I have it all set up. Yes, I'll make it a workshop upload that people can subscribe to, and they can give feedback that will hopefully help me make this better. But I also need to make like a proper rules document. Because just putting that as like the mod description doesn't help players. I kind of would prefer it to be a private upload at first and have it be where I'm teaching people and walking them through the process. But, you know, it's step by step. In the meantime, let's see if there's anyone live we can raid. Cat is live. Yeah. We'll go and raid Cat. I have to stay live long enough. It looks like he's just starting up. He's on a start screen. So, we'll go and raid him as he starts up Rogue Trader. And I'll see you guys... Well, I'll see you guys Tuesday, but I'll also see you guys when I have a bit more stuff ready with this. So, till then... Actually, will I be here Tuesday? I forget. I'll be here next stream. Alright, bye.